Steven, I saw that they're making a Toy Story 5, okay?
They're gonna be
First of
making.
all,
We're
first
gonna
of
be
all,
dying, and there's gonna be Toy Story 10, huh? At this
you know how
point, I
I
mean,
am. You know how I am. I don't like to yuck
yuck
anyone's yum.
anyone's yum.
I don't like to do it. I don't like to do it, but I'm about to. I'm about to a little. Just because Steven, here's the thing. I don't understand. I watched Toy Story 3 and I was just like, that was a wonderful ending. This is a beautiful, like kind of full circle, incredible ending to this tale. It was a perfect trilogy, no notes. Let's like watch this for the rest of our lives, right? And then like Toy Story 4 came out and I was like, "Oh God, okay. I'm gonna watch it, but also why would you do what are you doing, right?" And they introduced the idea that, make you can make
Toys.
toys
Because is
yourself.
that where Forky or
That's
whatever
where, yeah,
comes into
yeah. So
play?
that's where Forky came from, which opens up a can of worms to unimaginable horrors of the adult variety, right? Like, I can't, I mean, if you talk to your the adult toys even a little, you're in trouble, right? Um, but Steven, the the new one, okay? They are posing a world in which a tablet is the new, like it's the threat. It is the new Buzz Lightyear. It is the bigger bad. There's no country for old toys. This new iPad is coming in. It's a tablet and it's taking over. First of all, what do you think of this?
As a whole, like you're saying, like I feel like some movies just need one. Anything that's beyond one, three is probably good unless it's like a universe like Star Wars where you can build different trilogies, I guess, you know? But yeah, a movie like Toy Story, like especially they have like could like I mean, I guess they did make more Men in Blacks, but once again, they kind of did what I'm saying, where they just it's new characters. You know, there's this, it's beyond that. But you know, like the original
Yeah.
trilogy is the story of J and K. Like that's just what it's the full. Which, by the way, I will contend that like that's like the first trilogy, in my opinion, where it's like the second one's like it's just the second one's good, but it's kind of like it's they're trying to make some more money off of this premise. It's
Yep.
good, whatever.
Mhm.
Number three really makes the whole trilogy just come together. Like it makes one better. It makes even though one doesn't need to be better. Men in Black 3 truly perfects the full story, the full circle.
Yeah, Men in Black 3 hit me in a way I didn't expect it to. Like
I really yep.
it's cheesy and it's beautiful and it's perfect
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect to be hit by it the same way. So maybe Toy Story will do that. And I'll tell you,
I
Steven,
doubt it. I
there's only
doubt it.
one way. There's only one way that they're gonna break through to me, and I'll tell you how, Steven.
Mm.
If the toys find their toy friends unable to move, if the toys stop moving in
Because
Toy
of this
Story,
new
because
because like the
children
magic
aren't
isn't
well,
yeah.
yeah, well, because children aren't playing with them anymore. If children don't give them attention, I think there should be an expiration date on the toy's existence. I think they should have like a mortality rate that's directly connected to the children's, but like not belief in them, but like interest in playing with them creatively.
Mm.
And it would be amazing if, Woody and Buzz are hanging out and suddenly like Mr. Potato Head like just doesn't move anymore.
Because he's already been not seeing as much attention as he should for a long time now.
Yeah. So it's like, well, when's the last time Andy or Bonnie or anyone played with Potato Head? And it's like it's been a couple of months and maybe he's just sleeping. Come on, maybe he needs a different eye. Maybe he needs a different hand. Maybe this one's messed up. So they're trying to fix him and then they realize like, oh no, like this is going to happen to all of us. And they realize like it's slowly happening to everyone. And what do we do? And because how else do you create stakes? Like, what do you mean? How do you compete with the screen in the first place? Like
Hmm.
what is this? Because I mean, yes, there are kids who are younger and younger looking at screens primarily, which does suck, But there is a point in our lives now in which like we go from I'm gonna play with these little figures to like I'm going to enjoy this thing and maybe like I'm gonna I you update and you develop, you find video games, which are now more
Mm.
appropriate ways to play with imaginary figures. And like
Hmm.
now I'm playing in Baldur's Gate, and like my toys are just digital characters that I create. I move this way rather than like this.
Yep.
So I don't know what they're possibly gonna do, and I don't know why they're doing it except for money. You know?
That's literally the only thing that can make sense because it's not like the first three or four can't be just rewatched for for their
Yeah.
original value.
You know,
And I guess you could make the argument like how like what they were doing with the newer Star Wars, where like when all the people were hating on the new Star Wars, it's like, well, it's not for you, it's for just like when you were a kid, and that was for you. And I can understand that concept, but it's not like Toy Story needs that. I guess Star Wars didn't
Are,
either.
are
I don't
are
really
they
know how to
are
explain
they
it.
trying to shame the kids who use screens into not using screens as much? Like, is that what they're going to
Yeah,
do?
like what's the market? Like, is it Hasbro? Is Hasbro like just like,
Yo, they're
hey,
like, listen, we need to get
we
rid of these. Yeah, we need to get rid of these screens, these like Leap pads and these iPads and these other, various things. Like, oh no, they need toys in their hands. It's Funko. Like Funko went downhill, and they're just like, how do we get back? We gotta attack these screens somehow. I don't know. I'm very interested in it, and I kind of want to see. Like, I hope this movie bridges the gap between Toy Story and Wall-E.
Mm.
Like
That'd be crazy if Toy Story 5, the value of it comes from like the Pixar universe just finally being confirmed. Like that's like
yeah,
what Toy Story 5 does. It sets up the Wall-E-verse and
yeah.
to everything basically because why that just connects, then there's cars that's connected to that and yeah,
hmm
dystopian futures and
Yeah, I think it's all the monsters. That's my theory. I think it's all the monsters who realize that, I mean, because we saw them use fear as energy, and then they realized that joy could be used as energy. And what greater way to get slow drips of dopamine out of humans than to make them addicted
toys.
to screens?
And so the monsters get the screens in play
So the
and now they're
monsters
just draining it.
and based on Monsters Inc., they have technologies already that are unbeknownst to us. Like they have like ridiculous amount of technology. They have teleportation doors. Like you're
Hmm.
saying that I like if anything, they were the ones who introduced screens to us in the first place to do this thing. So like I think it's interesting,
That'd be awesome.
right? It's- Anyway, we have a show to get to. Let's talk about our issues. Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, my best friend Steve Hogcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various monsters in our lives. We
There's a
try
lot of them.
to. Oh my gosh, Steven, there's always something. I know if you're watching this right now, you can relate to that because there's just simply always something. This week, we had issues. Steven, what issues did you face this week when you were trying to create like comic books?
I got really sick. Like
Just
green mucus, just aches, fever, chills, just all the yuck that you get, once
I
winter
feel
time
like
comes
you're
around.
making excuses. Like, you
Mm.
could have drawn a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. It's so bad. There's nothing worse than just being sick and feeling like you need to do something. Like any
Mm.
obligation when you're sick is just unacceptable.
No, for sure. And it's like you're just like messing up on every front when you're sick. You can't do anything and it's just frustrating. Like Tina had to like,
Yeah,
get the kids and all that. It's just
what sucks? Like I mean, I don't know about you, but I know I'm already always feeling like I'm slightly behind in every aspect of life, no matter how well I plan. Like no matter what, it's always like, I'm not doing this enough. I'm not spending enough time with Atlas, or I'm not spending enough time with Carly, or I'm not, spending enough time writing, or I'm not spending enough time. So it's always like kind of chasing the tail of a like, what if
it's
this
like you
changed?
never have like the positive full like security, like the
Yeah.
peace,
Yeah. So,
you
and then
know?
like when you get sick, it's like, oh, well, all those anxieties that you already face, we're going to like make you incapable of doing
You
any.
can't do anything. You
You can't
can't
do
help
any.
any of your situations out. So
So
you just
like,
have to lose time.
yeah,
This
you
this
just lose
time
time.
is just gone.
So it's like you have to forgive yourself, but you also like it's nice that you get the excuse of being sick, but then you're faced with the reality of the just like, oh, now my time is sped back up, and what am I supposed to do with my life? What the hell?
Hmm.
So yeah, I wasn't sick this week. I was just super busy. Um,
That time of
but
year.
it's that time of year. What are we gonna do? I don't expect to get a lot done this time of year, especially with like it was Stephen. I had to plan the last the the last session of our D&D campaign. I had to plan it and write it and make sure everything went smoothly. And like, I was nervous about it, dude. Like, I mean, it's been a long time coming. For those of you who like aren't familiar, Steve and I, we've been playing Dungeons and Dragons with our significant others and our friend Lucas. And it's been a lot of fun. It's my first ever attempt at being a dungeon master, and I was like freaking nervous because it was coming to an end. And I was like, is it going to be cool? Is it going to be fun? Are they going to feel fulfilled? Is it going to be like is everyone going to get a turn to like punch this bad guy in the face, you know?
Hmm.
How do you think it went? How did
It
you
went
feel?
well.
Yeah.
And I finally got some good roles, like because like every time I would get like it was like almost like a joke. Like every time we would do any part of this campaign,
Yeah.
when it was time for me to throw down, um, I would always like just fail my rolls and just get like I was basically the laugh like the character you laugh at, you know.
Yeah.
But this final showdown, like I definitely like it was awesome. Like protected the spellcasters, you know,
That
like
was so
truly
cool.
as a paladin, and then just got like two good one piece combos on two different characters right in the end, and
That
then
was
yeah,
really good.
it was
That was
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, dude.
And
It was
then
such a
Tina
good
being
time.
able to have like her cataclysmic finish with him,
Heck
and
yeah. Yeah, it was really epic, and I was so
freaking
excited.
Carl's like summoning a dragon and to fight Jason's dragon, and then
Oh,
like
it
Lucas
was
just
all
zapping his like clones with lightning, and
yeah, it was an epic battle. I was really excited, and it all went just like pretty much how I was hoping it would go, where everyone like seemed to have like a fun moment. And like afterward, I was like, "Oh no, what do we do next?" I was just like, I guess I have ideas, but I'm just like, I hope everyone's still into this because it's fun. And like
Mhm.
Carly is like already thinking about her next character, and
I
it's
love that I'm gonna get to be Gregorius this
yeah,
campaign.
yeah.
I'm still like and I think what would we say he should be? What's the animal handling class? I forget.
You could be like a what was it, a hunter or a
Yeah,
rogue
because
or
obviously Eleanor
no, you're
and
gonna be
Gregorius will be continuing on.
I think it's just a hunter. Really. Yeah. But dude, it'll be so much fun. I can't wait. I've been like I'm starting to plan that. I know we're not going to get to that main next campaign until next year. You know, we have a lot going on. We have to,
Mhm.
work on this freaking comic book, which Steven, by the way,
Page 15.
we're on page 15. That's freaking awesome. I feel like this is the time where we should probably talk about when we should launch the Kickstarter. And I'm guessing it's going to be March 4th. I'm get like,
I think we could still go sooner if you want. I obviously we can't do it right before Christmas. That would just be
yeah,
like
that would make
shooting
no sense.
ourselves in the foot for no
Yeah.
reason, you know. But yeah, anytime after that. I mean, I guess in theory, if you wanted to launch it in March, we could have it done and it would just
Yeah,
launch and be done. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I guess that could be the case.
that's true.
Um, but yeah, no, because like not only did so yeah, this week, even though I was sick, I mean, you gotta figure it was like 2 weeks though. But
Yeah.
even though I was sick, like I got sick and I had a busy week the week before, I did finish page 15 and I'm actually like partway through page 16.
Heck
So
yeah.
yeah. So I just got to upload 15 for you. And then once you send me the flats too, there are some pages I want to go back and like I saw some like panels overlaying
Mhm.
in areas where they shouldn't and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So but what's awesome is since I save everything on layers, I just drop your flats on top
Yeah.
and then put and move stuff around. But yeah, 15 is a pretty cool page. The next page is only 3 panels also, but it's also one of those framing issues. So like actually like in panel 1 because of all the things I had to show, I'm gonna a lot of the hint of the big thing he's looking at, if that's not spoiling
Right.
anything, is this going to be energy flowing to the corner of the panel with the bodies on the ground with Douglas standing in front
Yeah.
behind the bodies. That's how I'm going to do
Bodies
that.
on the ground.
Yeah, I don't want to like give away
I
anything. That's
know.
how
We can't
that's actually more ominous than what's actually happening.
yeah.
But
Oh my God.
I actually have to design that too. I didn't even think about that because
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
in fact, we'll do like a after we're done wrapping. I'll talk to you about that. But anyways, yeah. So I did pretty well, all things considered,
Heck
and
yeah.
I do want to keep pushing through. I mean, there's really only a handful of pages left. Really, I think there's like if I'm on 16 or 17. I think there's 23, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I'm pretty close.
Yes. Um, I barely like I grabbed my tablet and I went to color and it was dead. So then I was like, well, I guess I just have to plug this thing in. So I charged it, and then I haven't been able to color since. So like I just completely failed this week.
Oh,
It sucks, dude. I hate weeks like that where I'm just like, all right, well, I did a bunch. I honestly I worked mostly on Dungeons and Dragons stuff this week. I was like really like anxious about it because it was the final session, so I didn't even like I wasn't too worried about it. But this next week, I am definitely going to get into coloring and some other stuff. I did have a fun idea though I wanted to pitch to you while we're here though,
mm.
Steven. So you want to do a quick pitches get stitches segment and you can help me with this idea?
His brain is tickling. He's got his stories are pickling. He wants to pitch some beautiful things to you. It's pitches get stitches, and it's not here. And we're not here for riches. So listen to what Anthony says to you. Same
Pretty
thing
good.
every time.
Same
Yeah.
thing every time, Steven. Steven, it's so funny. I can see when you like instantly regret the way you start, and you're like,
I'm like,
why did I say that one? Why did I say
well,
that
now I gotta just rime this with pickling. Like he's
one?
pickling
Pickling it
his
is. Here we go.
juices.
Um, oh my God. So if you're out there and you ever have like a random like brain like just like just a little bit of weird lightning in your brain, you're like, oh, that's an idea that I don't know where it came from. It's just like that's something I'm thinking about now. And it's like, are you ever out there and you just have these thoughts and you're like, that would make a fun movie or TV show or book or whatever, but you're like, I don't know if I'm the one to do that, if I'm going to do that right now. I have other things I want to do. I have that constantly. So we do a little segment called Pitches Get Stitches, so I can spit it out at you and just get it out of my brain, and maybe we can make it into, if Steven has any good ideas, we can pitch it, punch it up a little. So here we go. Steven, imagine there's this woman who moves down to Florida from from somewhere up north, somewhere where it snows and you get actual seasons, somewhere where Christmas feels like Christmas to her. Like you and I, we know you can feel like Christmas anywhere, right? Like I have my
Mhm.
Christmas here. I there are things that make me feel like Christmas, and it's not the way the leaves look or the way the snow feels. Like we have our
It's just the humidity being gone in Florida. That's how you know it's Christmas time, baby.
Yeah, it's like like we all have a little patchwork of experiences that we're like, oh, once these things come together, it's Christmas time. I'm simply having a wonderful Christmas time. But for some people, that patchwork gets taken from them when they are
Mm.
thrust into other life experiences. So this woman, she moves down south and she's just like, I'm without my quilt, basically. I don't have the snow. I don't have the leaves changing. I don't have, these fun experiences, these fun desserts that they only sell up in the snowy regions and all these things.
Hmm.
And she's just like, ugh, I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I can't afford to go up there and go back. I'm like, I'm down here for my new job and like I'm barely making money, but it's the right thing to do for my career, right? So she's like, I guess I'm gonna spend this December alone in my apartment, and like, all right. So she's like puts together this like crappy little tree and it's like just like a Charlie Brown sort of like fake tree on her
V-
like
very sparse. The ornaments are hanging on twigs.
yeah, it's a little nothing, and she's just like, whatever, I'm gonna make the best of it. And she goes to work, and when she comes home from work, there's a package outside of her apartment, and she brings it inside, and it has her name on it and everything. And she opens it up, and she doesn't know who it's from, but when she takes it out, it's a large, very ornate, like wooden box with several little like doors along, the front of it, and it looks like an advent, like a
Mm.
wooden advent with various doors. So she's like, oh, this is cool, So she's like, I don't know who sent this, but she sees, it has the numbers of the month, for throughout the month. So number one is like a long rectangular compartment, and she's like trying to find a way to open it, and it won't open. But then like she runs her finger across it, and it just like slides open, like almost magically. And within is a wand. And
Ooh.
she grabs it and she's like, this is weird. you know? So she's just like going around her house, like listening to Christmas music and like trying to be silly. And she's just like, who sent this? And she's like texting people and like saying bippity boppity boo or whatever, you know, and nothing's happening. It's just like a, you know, silly like thing. So she's like, all right, well, no one's around. I can cheat. I'm gonna see what's in day two. So she
Oh
goes to
no.
like pry open day two and she can't. She's like literally doing everything she can. She's like trying to like she gets a
Mm.
screwdriver. She's trying to like pry it open. She can't get it open. So she's like, I don't, whatever. I don't know
I
what to
guess I
do.
gotta wait till day two.
Wait till
I
yeah, like
cannot
I
open
don't.
it until then.
She's like maybe it's broken, you know. So she goes. She like you know goes about her day. Goes to sleep. She wakes up the next morning, and when she like walks past the box, she sees it slide open on day two, and she's like,
Okay. So this thing
okay.
is magic.
Yeah, like she's like,
Like
what
it.
is this? So she like grabs, like she like reaches in there, and there's like a small, like kind of fortune cookie-esque scroll, and she like opens it up, and it just has words on it, and she reads it, and she can see like that wand start to light up,
Mm,
and her house begins to like fill with like flutters of snow. You know, just soft snow falls
that's
from the sky,
cool.
and she's just like, and it's amazing, and she's just like, oh my God, magic is real. This is real. Like, what the hell? But then Stephen, um, she becomes like obsessed. She's like, oh my God, like what's going to be next
What's
day?
day
Like,
three gonna be? Is
what's
it
day three gonna
a
be?
new spell? Is it a new
So
artifact? Is it
so each day there's a new artifact or a new spell, and slowly it brings upon like a wonderful Christmas, but also chaos in her life, and she's trying to figure out like, wait, no, I don't know what to do. I like this isn't the Christmas I wanted, but I thought it was what I needed, and you know, blah blah blah, you know, all this stuff. But in the end, of course, it would turn out that everything's fine. And it was actually a gift from her like grandmother or something. And it gets passed down through generations to show that there are
in there like in like your
in
time of need, basically?
yeah, and it's like it goes to show that there are witches, there is magic in the world and in our family. And you know, like we
Mm.
can have this wonderful time, but you have to use it wisely, you know? Um and it would be called We Witch You a Merry Christmas.
I was waiting for it. I know this whole idea is completely like balancing and teetering on his super pun. I was just waiting for we wish you a Merry
It makes
Christmas.
sense. It
It
would be
does.
so watchable, Steven. I don't know. You know, it's
No, it
funny.
would be.
I was thinking about it
Even in its worst version, it would be an amazing Hallmark movie. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Dude, I would love to watch. If you're watching this right now and you're like, I work at Hallmark, hire me. I will write that movie for
Oh, we
like
got you, babe.
$4. Like it'll be nothing at all. I am very cheap. But no, no. But I think it would be cool. I like the idea that like it would start off as like little cute magical things that make her just holiday feel special. But then it's like suddenly her boss disappears and she gets promoted and she's like, I didn't want that. Like I don't want it like that. I don't want, you know, so like just to kind of like be careful what you wish for sort of thing. You know?
Day 17. Are these my father's ashes? You must purge my soul from the underworld. What? This
It turns out it's all very satanic and she's definitely going to hell. She's like, I have to stop this. But no, I like that. I like the
just
idea. I
ends the
like
same way like what was that movie? Literally called
Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. It just ends like that.
Dude, Drag Me to Hell is so much fun. It's so crazy though. Like that movie is bonkers. It's like the ending of that. If you haven't seen Drag Me to Hell, go watch it. It is a crazy movie. It is a lot of fun though. Sam Raimi is awesome. But otherwise, that's what I've been thinking about this week, Steven. That and I do have a new story idea that's based on an old story idea, Steven. I actually
Ooh.
almost want, and I'm telling you, I want to do it as a novel, I think, but I don't know. I'm going back and forth with this because like I really like this idea. So, Steven, I've been thinking about pseudo samurai lately, right?
Okay.
Because I always like the idea of like the man who goes out into the woods and he's like pretending he's a warrior and he's like dressed up in this like cheesy little costume and this robot falls and like mistakes him for Earth's greatest warrior or whatever, right? And the idea in Pseudo Samurai it was like the day the Earth stood still where like everything freezes basically. And it's
Mm,
just him and the robot's like, "Well, the challenges are about to begin. I hope you're ready." And he's like, "Wait, what?" And he has to basically
hmm
defend Earth from whatever is about to happen. It's like a big test. And all of all of the tests were going to be things that were like based on like pop culture. You know, it was as if like some
They were
alien.
recreating the monsters they thought humans were capable of slaying, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Well, like the idea was basically like we're going to prime your planet and let you know what's coming. But what happened was
Mm.
like our artists accidentally translated it as stories. You know, we're like, we found narratives. So some of it might be helpful and some of it definitely won't be. So like that was the original idea. But Steven, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if so okay, I was thinking all of the things or so many things that like we love and that I definitely loved as a kid were like, things where it's like that could be me when you're a kid and you're just like I relate to this and also now I'm put in this greater position like the Goonies or like,
Hmm.
even Gremlins, like all these movies where it's like it's a slightly younger person who's like thrust into this situation of greatness where it's like I like the original idea of like the kind of like alienated adult person because we all relate to that. But
Hmm.
at the same time, it's like it's so hard to reach these jaded adults. And I know, I want to continue to give them like to write toward adults also and give them things to relate to, like especially through comic books and stuff. But like I really want to make it so I was thinking about this idea where I was like, what if instead of an adult, it's like a 12-year-old kid who is like really excited to go LARPing. So he's like
Perfect.
so he like invents this little like he's like a little like smart like gadget loving kid,
Hmm.
kind of like a Data from Goonies or like a Wayne Zelinsky from Honey I Shrunk the Kids. He likes gadgets and stuff. So he tries to create this like little bow thing on his arm and he's trying to like he's like, yeah, I'm like I can do this. And like when he shows up, some of the kids make fun of him and there's like that's not accurate to what we're doing and they're kind of like mean to him and he's like I don't know, I'm sorry,
I was just trying to have fun
I'm just
and
yeah, I'm
make
just trying
friends.
exactly. And like so he kind of becomes like the nerd among nerds where it's like he's like being bullied by some
The
of these
pariah,
kids.
no matter where he goes.
Exactly. So but so what would happen is he goes there and he tries to like play, to do a live action role play with them and he gets killed right away. Like they gang up on him and basically they're like, "Yeah, well you can't defeat our level 13 fireball spell. So it looks like you're going to have to walk through the Forest of Resurrection for the next 3 hours." And he's like, "Okay."
Okay.
Yeah, so he's just like, I was excited to do this, and now you killed me, and now I have to go resurrect myself by doing this stupid thing for most of the time. So he's like, all right. So he goes and like he's like walking through the forest and he's playing with his gadget and he like, shoots this little like arrow thing and it knocks a robot out of the tree. And it turns out it's the same thing, just like Pseudo Samurai, this thing scans him and sees him as a warrior because he's
He's got
LARPing.
weapons. He's
He has
got like
weapons. Yeah. And but Steven, instead of the world freezing, the robot kind of does like a hologram scan on him and absorbs him, and then they both teleport to this other place. And when the kid
like a
comes
battle world, basically.
like a battle world, and when the kid comes to, he's wearing armor, but the armor is the robot. So the armor is like talking to him and it's like explaining why he's able to breathe here and what he's capable of, and saying why he's on this planet. And essentially it's like there's a higher intelligence, super intelligent race of aliens who are like, we're testing your galaxy. So we've collected the smartest creatures from all across your galaxy in order to prove your worth in this ring. And he's like, what? What do you mean? Like
I'm like 12.
I'm 12. He's like, I'm 12. Yeah, exactly. Um, but they say in order to prove that your galaxy's worthy, you have to find this key, or like these series of keys or whatever. And they're somewhere on the planet. Whoever finds them will prove their worth. Like if your species finds them, then we know you're safe and we'll leave your planet alone. So he's like, oh my God. But so as he's going through this kind of battle world, he's faced with other creatures from our galaxy, so from different planets, there are various aliens and,
Hmm.
like different races and stuff. But he's only human, and all he has at his disposal is, basically his intelligence, the armor of the robot, and that cool little gadget that he created. So, he has this like a kind of an advantage for a 12-year-old, but also he's
Hmm.
12. you
He's
know?
12. It's almost like an automated slingshot, really.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just like a little disc shooter thing that maybe he could like adjust, you know?
Mm.
But I just love that beginning. You know, like I
Yeah,
love
for
that
sure.
concept. And
And in the audience that would appeal to, I see what you're saying, like how it would like capture the minds of someone that age, you know?
yes, yeah, dude, exactly. So like and that's kind of what I was thinking is like I want to start working on things or at least some things that like Atlas could read or like Cambria could read and they
Hmm.
actually enjoy. You know what I mean? Like I because like it's not like I can be like, here Atlas, here's play it again. It's about that time your mom cheated on me. Like you know, like when they say that like
Ah.
you'll read it
And then
eventually.
Deathless, like Cammy always asks if she can bring Deathless to school. I'm like, I think so. And I'll look through the issue. I'm like, there's way too much gore and
There's a
violence in
lot of
this. I mean,
gore.
Deathless is very lighthearted, but it is a violent comic. So,
Yeah, dude. And like I don't mean like, you know, it's not like we're intending to be like, let's make the most violent comic ever. And we didn't, but we did make a pretty violent comic because
mm,
we don't think in those terms
yeah,
necessarily. Like, I'm not, it doesn't occur to me that it is violent or graphic. It, to me, it's just a story, and this is just how this would
this is
work.
just what happened. People died in the 80s when they were summoning the ritual spell. This is what
That's
happened.
that's just what happened. And then like any sort of like euphemistic changes where I'm like, oh well, instead of showing this, I'm gonna cut away and it's just gonna be shadows on the wall. I feel like, all right, well, what are we, children? You know, like
Mhm.
this is silly. And so yeah, I mean, it's funny because I don't mean to alienate a specific audience, but it's okay that Deathless is primarily for adults. That's who it's
Mhm.
for. But I, you know, like this new thing, I want to make it for young kids and hopefully adults can enjoy it the same way they enjoy freaking Harry Potter and you know like Divergent or
Mhm.
whatever freaking like all these stories that come out like Percy Jacksons of the world. You know,
Mhm.
like it's we all watch The Goonies even as adults, and it's like, yeah, this is a fun, silly adventure story. Like, what's not to love? And I feel like adding aliens and monsters and various beasts and making it where it's like this fun, like race to a puzzle, you know, situation would be a lot of fun. So,
Absolutely. No,
yeah,
that's
dude.
a great idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm working. It's well, it's funny because I was like, I was thinking about doing it as a freaking novel, and then the more I think about it, I'm like, well, there's only like one, like there are humans in the beginning, and then of course at the end when he eventually makes his way back home, but like it's mostly just one kid in cool armor and aliens
Yeah.
outside with no cars, no, you know what I mean? No, there are no buildings to draw. It's outdoors and an alien world at
It's a
that.
battle world, so
It's a
there's nothing to base anything on.
Exactly. So you can make whatever we want. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't know. I'm going back and forth with it as far as, you know, like what to do. Like
What
I don't
way
know.
to go with it?
I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna outline like the whole thing. I started working on it. I'm gonna but I need to write something. That's why I'm like messing around with this. But
You need to put these creative juices into some tissue. I
I
got
do.
you.
It's been driving me crazy lately, yeah. So pretty much. But aside from all of my nonsense,
Hmm.
what's up, Steven? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do this weekend? How's life?
I'm
What are you
gonna. I'm doing. Life is good. We set up the tree tonight, and we have been watching Stranger Things as a family. Not only does Tina and Cammy watch it, but even Chasey joins us. Chasey doesn't always join us for everything, so we've been watching a lot of Stranger Things. But I do plan on finishing a bunch of pages this week is my goal because I really want to. My hope is to get to at least the section where they leave the tent, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, that's my goal this week. I know I have the Create Christmas party this
Yeah.
weekend on
Oh man,
Saturday.
the Create Christmas
This
party.
oh wait, I need to put a shout out real quick. My Chasey, first of all, everyone, Chasey says hi. She specifically wanted me to tell you all that. Secondly, my two beautiful, incredible daughters, we drove to Tampa on Sunday. They took first place in their division and we drove home. So Sunday was a really busy day, but yes, they got the first tournament they've ever entered and they got first place in their division. So they
Heck
were
yeah, dude.
super happy. Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
love that. It was so funny when we went over to play Dungeons and Dragons. We were asking Cammy about it, and she was like, "Yeah, we're probably gonna get last place because our team sucks."
They
I
don't
was
though.
like,
They just don't realize the age there.
yeah,
Now what the even cooler fact is like they were the Cammy wasn't they only had one senior member basically. So one girl is like is actually the age of what's supposed to be their division,
Oh,
and
okay.
then all the other girls are like they had the youngest team basically by
Yeah.
far for their division, and yeah, they got first. Big
Heck
old
yeah.
trophy
Dude, that's
for
amazing.
their
Heck yeah.
gym.
Congratulations.
So
That's freaking
yeah,
awesome.
they did so good.
Aw. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. This week I didn't win any trophies. We've been playing a lot of games and stuff as a family. We have our tree up, and we've been like we watched Christmas movies.
Yeah,
It's
we
been
watched
fun.
Home Alone yesterday.
You know what we did? We had the idea of putting a bunch of. We all wrote the Christmas movies we definitely want to watch this season, and we put them on pieces of paper and put it in a Santa hat. And we've been pulling out of the Santa hat.
Maybe I'll suggest that to them.
Dude,
I know.
it's
I think Friday we're watching Home Alone 2 for sure because
oh
of
heck yeah.
Chasey's very systemic, or like she's like
Oh
has
yeah.
to be a certain way.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
that's a
understand.
good idea.
Dude, speaking of like pulling out of the hat, we pulled. So the first movie we pulled was the live action Grinch with Jim Carrey.
It's a fantastic movie.
Dude, it is so good.
It's the
And
Grinch movie in my opinion. It's the
it
Grinch movie.
is. And you know what's funny? I was watching it and I started like I like almost getting emotional because it occurred to me. I was like, man, Jim Carrey is very important to me in my life. You know, just like
Mhm.
like throughout my whole life, I'm just like there have always been movies where I'm like, oh man, he is so important.
Yeah,
Like
even as you matured and you needed
yeah,
something more on your
like
spoon,
like
like
I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I was
yes,
just like, oh my God,
that
Jim Carrey.
movie is like a freight truck. Like
Yeah. And it's just, oh my God. But it's just so, it's crazy. Like, I remember I used to watch Man on the Moon all the time. Like, I mean,
another good one.
yeah. And then, like, the number 23 is a lot of fun and like,
Mhm.
interesting. But of course, but it's comedy movie. I mean, like, as
Oh
a
yeah.
kid, like, I
Ace
mean,
Ventura 1 and 2, especially as a kid, I'm
yeah,
sure most people would just say Ace Ventura, but Ace Ventura 2 is
Ace
also,
Ventura,
if you
Ace
were a
Ventura
kid
2
in
was
the
actually the
90s.
one. So I didn't own the first one. I owned the second one because my parents
Mhm.
bought it like used on VHS because we're, a million years old. But I had it and I just freaking played that movie out. I could
Nonstop.
quote that movie all the way through. I
Boy, what a lovely room of death.
so good. But so many it's just funny when like when you watch a movie and you see and you realize that connection you have with an actor and you're like, "Man, this is so weird that like
Mhm.
he's been in our lives forever. Like my whole life he's been
Forever.
a part of it in some way." And it's like Robin Williams, where it's like, "Man,
Hmm.
he's been a part of my life my entire life and it's crazy." Um Anyway, I just thought that was interesting, but also The Grinch totally holds up, dude. That movie is great. It
It's
makes
awesome.
it really is like fantastic. It's so well directed.
And
Like
just
some
and
of it's
just
a little
knowing
dark,
like
but
how much and just knowing how much effort had to
yeah.
go into his makeup and how much it sucked for him to wear
Oh yeah.
that huge costume. Like he did it for the love of the game. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
really did create an iconic movie. Like honestly, if Elf didn't come out shortly after in that decade, I think
Mhm.
that movie would have gotten way more praise. But Elf was just an instant Christmas classic. How do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like that was a movie that took the world by storm, like and Elf is still it is funny. That movie
Crazy.
was literally a Christmas classic while it was in theaters. Like
Yeah.
it was just debuting and it was like, no,
Oh, we're all gonna
this
watch this every year for the rest of our
yep,
lives. Got it.
this is
Got it.
next
Got it.
level. We got it.
It's interesting. Like I love that we all have those movies though. Like
Mhm.
I do feel like I feel like I'm the only one who still holds on to Jingle All the Way though. But like that movie is so good, Stephen.
I haven't watched. I actually I should watch it with the kids because I
You
haven't
should.
watched it in at least 15 years.
I know, dude. That movie's so good. I watch it every year, and every year I bring it up to people, and everyone's like, "What?" And I'm like, "No, it's so good. It's so funny. Sinbad is hilarious in that movie. It's so good. Just
I
everyone
love
go watch Jingle All
Sinbad
the
is
Way."
someone who I haven't been with my whole life, but there
Yeah,
was a good chunk of my early life that
yeah.
he had a freaking full-time residence in,
It's so true.
first kid, like all those.
It's so true. Sinbad was just everywhere, like the house guest, first
Yeah,
kid,
the
all
house
those movies.
guests.
But yeah, dude. Jingle All the Way though is very funny, and I'm excited to watch it. We put it in the hat, so we're going to get to it eventually. But for now, it's just
Mm,
been like The Grinch and a couple other things and like TV specials and stuff. So, but yeah.
that's good.
But this week, Steven, I'm going to definitely finish coloring at least one page. I'd like to do 2 pages. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see what I can get
Mm.
through. I have to start like carving out things. I'll probably do it like start in the mornings a little bit more because I do have
Yeah,
about
that's what I have to do is switch it up so that way I get some
yeah.
time in before work. It's just waking up that early and then trying to
I
like want to
yeah.
draw, but
That's That really is the issue. It's just like, oh God. We like this time of year, we all kind of feel that like weird pressure where it's like, okay, I don't want to do anything at all, but I have to do everything somehow.
Mhm.
It's not great. But we'll get through it, dude. I'm exhausted right now, but
Mm,
it's
I
fine.
feel it.
I'm gonna get
Yeah,
through it.
it's the holidays is
It's the
what
holidays. It's
happened.
what it is.
You got to enjoy the exhaustion of the holidays, really, because you just got to
It's
like
true.
roll with it.
I'm looking forward to Christmas though, and then right after Christmas, I'm getting freaking married, Stephen.
You're
It's
getting
crazy.
freaking married.
Crazy. We have to talk about that soon. We're going to talk about the
Mhm.
bachelor party and the wedding plans soon.
Mhm.
Not this week, because this week we are ready to get out of here. So speaking of that, Stephen, what do you have to say to the people before we go?
Thank you, each and every one of you, so much for tuning in, especially on the holiday season where it's hard to find the time to do so. We love and appreciate each and every one of you.
We really do. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If this is your first episode, thank you for making it this far. It means the freaking world to us. Please comment below and let us know. I recently did send out a bunch of books and comic books and other things to people. So if you got those, let us know. I'm excited to know what you think of our comics and books. That'll be really it's always fun to hear from you. But otherwise, thank you so much, and we really appreciate you. We hope to see you next week. Until then, I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. See you next time.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hello. Welcome to Anthony Waits for Steven, episode 3456. There he is. And that concludes our show.